Kia ora, and welcome to Tuesday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect New Zealand. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz. And today we lead with news. The Iranians seem to be sucking Trump into a place he can't extract himself from, far from his earlier claims of total victory. But first up today, US existing home sales came in at a modest level again in April and undershot what analysts were expecting. High mortgage interest rates are probably the reason for the soft demand. Still, they did sell at an annualised rate of just on 4 million dwellings, which is enough to sustain the sector. Unsold inventory is rising, however, now at 16 weeks sales, and it has been rising for all of 2026 and is now at 1.35 million units. And there was another US Treasury bond auction earlier today, and it was notable that demand is flagging, down 5% from the prior event. This time, the 3-year bond achieved a median yield of 3.92%, up from 3.85% at the prior equivalent event a month ago. And inflation's impact in the US has officials scrambling. US petrol taxes are said to be on the radar for cutbacks, and the high cost of beef is pushing the US to sharply cut tariffs and quotas on imported beef. Both are effective acknowledgements that tariffs are hurting Americans more than their trading partners. However, given current demand and supply situations, it seems neither move will likely result in lower prices for US consumers. In Canada, their central bank runs a market participant survey quarterly, and the latest of these professional surveys now sees geopolitical tensions more of a threat to their economy than the trade tensions with the US. They also saw only a modest 1.6% economic expansion this year. And China's inflation is rising noticeably now. Today they said their April CPI came in at 1.2% from a year ago, with fuel costs up 4.6% on that year-ago basis. But in April from March, fuel costs rose 3.5% in just 1 month. Things are hotter for producer prices, which are up 3.5% year-on-year and 2.1% month-on-month. These are big shifts because it has been negative since October 2022. China's vehicle sales came in at 2.525 million in April, about average over the past 3 years, but marginally lower than year-ago levels, which was an outsized period. On the commodities front, copper shot up to a record high today, and aluminium, nickel and zinc are also rising at the same time. Sulphur, a key ingredient for all mining and processing activity, has shot up to a record high again too, and approaching 3 times its cost of a year ago, up double from the start of Trump's Gulf War. Urea, which also spiked to mid-April, has come back quite a bit since then, though. But Trump is on his way to Beijing for a summit with President Xi, but he's going in quite a weakened state, but he probably doesn't realise that. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now just on 4.41%, up 5 basis points from yesterday at this time, and the price of gold will start today up $8 at $4,722 an ounce. Silver's up $5 at just under $85.50 an ounce. American oil prices are up $3 at just under $98.50 a barrel, while the international Brent price is at $104.50 a barrel, up $3.50. And the Kiwi dollar is unchanged from yesterday at just on 59.7 US cents. Against the Aussie, we're down 10 basis points at 82.2 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're up 10 basis points at 50.7 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just under 62.9, which is little change from yesterday. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $81,983 and up 0.6% from yesterday. Volatility over the past 24 hours has been modest, though, at just on plus or minus 1.4%. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.